Can the food choices we make really shape the long-term health of the prostate? Is a question most men never stop to think about. But research shows that removing certain everyday foods that trigger inflammation and disturb hormones can make a real difference. In fact, some studies suggest that lifestyle changes may even help reduce prostate size or ease symptoms over time. The truth is, many common foods quietly worsen prostate problems. They create an internal environment that encourages abnormal cell growth, DNA damage, and tissue enlargement. These foods disrupt the body in major ways by fueling chronic inflammation and by interfering with hormone balance. This breakdown is grounded in science and focuses on what's actually happening inside the body. Understanding this connection puts you back in control. It's not about starving yourself or giving things up completely, but about choosing foods that support healing and cellular repair. So let's begin with the science and understand the real battleground, the prostate's microenvironment. To major forces decide its health: ongoing inflammation and hormone imbalance. Inflammation is normally part of the body's repair system. But when it becomes long-term and low-grade, it turns into a major driver of prostate problems. Chronic inflammation increases inflammatory messengers like TNF-alpha and interleukins such as IL-6 and IL-8. These molecules act like growth signals, pushing prostate cells to divide and multiply. This is a defining feature of benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. Diets high in inflammatory fats and sugars increase these signals, keeping the prostate in a constant state of irritation. Over time, this leads to oxidative stress that damages DNA and weakens cell structures, creating ideal conditions for disease progression and even cancer development. This persistent inflammation, often labeled prostatitis, directly encourages abnormal prostate growth. The second major factor is hormone disruption. The prostate depends heavily on male hormones for growth and maintenance. Testosterone is converted into a stronger hormone called DHT through the enzyme 5-alpha reductase. DHT binds to prostate cells and drives growth. Diet can disturb this system in two important ways. One is through insulin and IGF-1 signaling, which we'll explain shortly. The other is through aromatase, an enzyme that converts testosterone into estrogen. As men age, testosterone naturally declines, while body fat increases aromatase activity. This raises estrogen levels, which are now known to strongly promote prostate tissue growth, especially in the supportive stromal cells. Foods that disrupt this delicate balance push the prostate toward excessive growth and higher disease risk. Now let's look at the 9 food categories that should be limited or avoided for better prostate health. First, red meat and processed meats. Strong evidence links high intake of red meat, especially processed forms, to higher prostate risk. When meat is cooked at high temperatures through grilling, frying, or broiling, harmful compounds called HCA letters and PAs are formed. These substances can damage prostate cell DNA and trigger genetic instability. Red meat is also high in saturated fat, which promotes inflammation. Processed meats like bacon, sausages, and deli meats are even worse because they contain nitrates and nitrites that can turn into cancer-causing nitrosamines in the stomach. On top of that, heme in red meat accelerates oxidative stress inside prostate tissue. Choosing fish, poultry, or plant-based proteins instead is a powerful protective step. Second, sugar and high glycemic carbohydrates. Sugar is one of the biggest drivers of prostate issues. This includes soda, sweetened drinks, candy, white sugar, and many packaged cereals. These foods spike blood sugar quickly, triggering a surge of insulin. Over time, this leads to insulin resistance and chronically high insulin levels. Insulin works closely with IGF-1, both of which send strong growth signals to prostate cells. This pathway activates cellular systems like PI3K and mTOR, which push excessive cell growth and prevent damaged cells from dying naturally. The result is ongoing stimulation of prostate enlargement and higher cancer risk, reducing sugar intake. Helps calm these aggressive growth signals, especially in men with metabolic issues or diabetes. Third, refined grains and processed flour. Foods like white bread, white pasta, white rice, and most baked goods behave almost the same as sugar inside the body. Their fiber and nutrients have been stripped away, leaving starch that rapidly converts into glucose. This leads to repeated insulin and IGF-1 spikes. Over time, this constant metabolic stimulation prevents cellular repair and promotes prostate growth. Whole grains such as oats, quinoa, barley, and brown rice digest more slowly, reduce insulin surges, and help remove excess hormones through the digestive system. Fourth, excessive dairy, especially whole milk. Research on dairy and prostate health is mixed, but many large studies show higher prostate cancer risk with heavy dairy intake. One reason is calcium. Too much calcium may reduce active vitamin D levels, which normally help protect prostate cells. More importantly, milk naturally contains IGF-1 and other growth factors designed to help a calf grow rapidly. These same signals can overstimulate prostate cells in humans. High-fat dairy concentrates these effects even further. Limiting whole milk and choosing plant-based alternatives or fermented options like yogurt is a safer approach. Fifth, trans fats and processed seed oils. These include partially hydrogenated oils and common industrial oils like soybean, corn, safflower, and vegetable oil. They are extremely high in omega-6 fats and very low in omega-3 south. The modern diet often has an omega-6 to omega-3 ratio of 10:1 or worse, which strongly promotes inflammation. Omega-6 fats are converted into inflammatory compounds that irritate prostate tissue and support BPH progression. Replacing these oils with olive oil or avocado oil can rapidly lower overall inflammation. Sixth, excessive alcohol. Heavy alcohol intake disrupts hormone balance and strains the liver. The liver helps clear excess estrogen from the body. Alcohol impairs this process, allowing estrogen levels to rise. Alcohol also increases aromatase activity, converting more testosterone into estrogen. This hormonal shift promotes prostate enlargement, especially in older men. Alcohol also increases oxidative stress, adding more inflammation. Limiting alcohol, particularly daily or heavy drinking, supports hormonal balance and prostate health. Seventh, charred or heavily cooked meats. High-temperature cooking produces the same dangerous HCA letters regardless of meat type. The blackened, crispy parts of grilled meat contain concentrated mutagens that can damage DNA if not properly detoxified by the liver. Using gentler cooking methods like baking, stewing, or poaching greatly reduces this risk. If grilling, marinating meat with herbs and avoiding burnt sections helps limit harm. Eighth, excessive caffeine. While caffeine isn't strongly linked to prostate cancer, it significantly worsens urinary symptoms in men with BPH or prostatitis. Caffeine increases urine production and directly irritates the bladder and urethra. This leads to urgency, frequency, and nighttime urination. For men already struggling with weak urine flow, caffeine makes daily life more difficult. Moderate intake may be tolerated, but excessive coffee or energy drinks should be avoided to improve comfort and sleep quality. Ninth, high-sodium processed foods, salty snacks, fast food. Canned soups and frozen meals are major sodium sources. High salt intake increases fluid retention and nighttime urination, a major BPH complaint. It also activates hormonal systems that regulate blood pressure and fluid balance, which have been linked to prostate growth. Processed foods often combine high salt with refined grains and inflammatory oils, creating a triple threat, reducing. Processed food significantly lowers sodium intake and supports both heart and prostate health. In conclusion, diet and prostate health are closely connected. Every meal sends signals that either calm inflammation and restore balance or push the prostate toward disease. By limiting these 9 food groups: processed meats, sugar, refined grains, excessive dairy, inflammatory oils, alcohol, charred meats, caffeine, and salty processed foods, men can directly reduce inflammation and hormone disruption. This isn't about fear, it's about opportunity. When growth signals are reduced and inflammation is lowered, the prostate is given a chance to stabilize and heal. The benefits extend beyond prostate health to better metabolism, heart health, energy, and overall vitality. Real change doesn't come from medication alone, but from informed daily choices. Which swap will you make first? Share it in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more science-based health insights.